So you want to know more about tektites and impactites? Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Sheila from Satin Crystals, and today we are discussing the difference between tektites, impactites, their healing properties, their metaphysical uses, and answering your top 5 questions about these stones. Before we begin, make sure that you're subscribed to the Satin Crystals channel so you don't miss out on all of your upcoming tektite, impactite, meteorite, and favorite crystal healing videos. So now, let's begin. The top 5 questions that we are going to answer about tektites and impactites today are: what is the difference between a tektite and an impactite? What are the metaphysical healing properties of tektites and impactites? How do you use them in your healing practice? How do you tell the difference between real versus fake tektites? And finally, what is the difference between black obsidian and black tektite? At the end, I'll also reveal if you are somebody who could use tektites and impactites in your life. And throughout the video, I will be showing you examples of tektites and impactites that we have available at Satin Crystals right now. What is the difference between an impactite and a tektite? First, let's discuss impactites. So an impactite is a rock that is formed when a meteorite hits the Earth's surface, and from the heat and pressure of this meteorite hitting the surface, it deforms all of the material in the impact site. So all the rocks and the sand and any kind of minerals that were found in the area of the meteorite hitting, those deform and morph themselves into a new rock. Once everything cools down, it morphs into an impactite. And this is found at the meteorite impact center. So here you have a Nordlinger rice crater stone, and this is part of where the meteorite hit in the Germany area millions and millions of years ago, and it is part of the Nordlinger rice crater. In this same crater, Moldavite was also formed. However, Moldavite was found hundreds of miles away in the Czech Republic. So this is a tektite. Moldavite is a green tektite formed from the same crater, the same meteorite impact, but it formed into a tektite instead of an impactite. So a tektite is formed once that meteorite has hit, all that heat and pressure has hit the surface, and there must be a high silica content so it can become this glassy splash out of the crater, and it can fly out. It is turned into a molten liquid gas and cools down and falls into these little glassy green pieces called Moldavite. And now you can find these in the Czech Republic area, whereas the impactite is found in the Germany area. Both the impactite and the tektite are mostly based or composed of earth minerals. However, once in a while, some pieces may have small, tiny minerals from the original meteorite. The original meteorites that land on Earth, they could land anywhere from the desert to the forest, even to the ocean. Wherever they land, most of them have already disintegrated over time because of their high iron content. But what they leave behind are impactites and tektites. What is the metaphysical property of tektites and impactites? Many healers like to use tektites and impactites metaphysically to connect with both space and earth energy. So whether you're looking to astral travel and connect with alien civilizations, or you want to focus on healing the earth here and now, these stones will be your aid. They're also great for transformation. So a lot of people use tektites and impactites to help transform their lives for the better, for the positive path. And this is something that is a very powerful energy, so you want to make sure that you are ready to deal with all that emotional baggage that may be coming up that you're going to have to confront before you use tektites and impactites. If you go back and watch our Moldavite video, you'll understand about the Moldavite flush, and you can deal with it a little bit better if you are very sensitive to this high frequency energy. How do you use tektites and impactites in your healing practice? Now, many healers use these stones in many different ways. I'm going to show you a few here. And then you can head over to the Satin Crystals Impactite and Tektite meanings page, and you'll find a whole bunch more ideas. First of all, you can use display cases to display your unique tektites and impactites. Here I have 3 of our Libyan Desert Glass tektites. And you can surround your space with these display cases so you're constantly reminded of the vast universe, your place in it, and you can expand your mind and your spiritual powers so that you can see beyond everyday life. You can hold your impactites and tektites during meditation. This will help to elevate your spiritual state, your high vibrations, much quicker than being stuck here in your physical body, listening to the grind of your overactive mind. Hold your impactites and tektites to help you get into that spiritual meditative state much more quickly. Here I have a Zhamanshin impactite polished into a nice large sphere. It's also very lightweight, so you can hold it throughout your meditation very easily. You can keep tektites and impactites in your dream crystal collection. So place it near your bedside, near your bed, and they will help to activate your dreams beyond this world, beyond things that you can imagine, meeting up with alien civilizations or other things out there in the universe that we don't even know about. So this is a black tektite, and this is an Ilyinets crater impactite. Both can be added to your dream crystal collection. Moldavite is a very, very popular tektite that has been used by many healers to transform their lives into a positive wavelength. It is also used at the heart chakra for those of you seeking cosmic love. You can open the heart chakra with green Moldavite. And Moldavite, like your Libyan Desert Glass, can be held in pieces like this, or it can be worn, like I have this hedgehog Moldavite necklace here, or Moldavite earrings. So that's your green Moldavite, a very popular green tektite. How do you identify real versus fake tektite? Now, unfortunately, because tektites have become so popular, there are vendors who will fake them with other materials or even just regular man-made glass. So the best way to identify real tektite is to send it in to a certified gemological laboratory, and we have some of these listed on our website, or buy them from a trusted vendor who knows where their tektites are coming from. Now, there are a few tips on how to tell tektites on your own, and I'm going to give you a few here. You can also head to the Satin Crystals article, as there's more tips for you to discover as well. Now, keep in mind we are just talking about tektites here and not impactites. Impactites are a little bit more difficult for individuals to identify because they are composed of so many different rocks and materials. So tektites, these are the glassy impactites, and we are going to talk about these. So first of all, one tip is that real tektites are always only a certain color. So they'll be a yellowish color like Libyan Desert Glass. There will be black tektite, sometimes a golden brownish, so that's the black tektite version. If you look in the light on some of the thinner parts of your black tektite, you should be able to see a golden brown hue, whereas sometimes the hue could look gray, and that is suspicious of being obsidian. So besides yellow, brownish, black, you could also have a green tektite, like the green Moldavites we showed you. If you have any other colors or tones that are not matching, then you do not have a real tektite. Real tektites may have air bubbles trapped within their structure. So just like man-made glass, tektite is a natural glass, and it may have those air bubbles. So this will not distinguish it between man-made glass, but between other materials that wouldn't have air bubbles, like plastics or other synthetics. So this is a Libyan Desert Glass again, and if you had a microscope and you could see within the stone, you may pick up some air bubbles within. You can try the streak test and see if you can distinguish if your tektite is real or not. Real tektites will have a white or a colorless streak, and this is done over an unglazed white tile. So you streak your stone over the tile, you see what color of the powder comes out. All the tektites, regardless of their outer surface, will have a white or colorless streak. And other stones may have other colors, and this is how you can distinguish them apart from real tektite. Real tektites will have an irregular pattern or texture on the raw pieces. So because they were flung into the air when they were formed, one side will have a different kind of texture or feel or pattern than the other. This only applies if you have the raw pieces, of course, because if they're polished, they can be manipulated however you want. So we can take a look here. This is Libyan Desert Glass, and you can see all of the little craters on this side. And the back side is a little bit more smooth, but it still has those pits and different kind of structures that you wouldn't see if it was totally polished. And here you have a black tektite, which also is very rough on one side. It's a little bit smoother on the other side. So you can see it's a very irregular, asymmetric patterns. If you see something that is supposed to be a raw piece, but it looks pretty much uniform throughout, then you can be a little suspicious. Real tektite is never metallic looking. So here I have hematite that could be mistaken for black tektite, but it is a very metallic black silver kind of sheen. Here is also a black hematite. It's called specularite. It has the glittering mineral inclusions. And this is also a good way to tell that it's not real tektite because of that metallic sheen. How do you tell black obsidian apart from black tektite? Now these two rocks can be mixed up because they look so similar sometimes. So here we have a black tektite, and on this side we have a black apatite obsidian. So to tell the two apart, you can use some of the tests that we talked about before, or there are some things that are distinct to obsidian that you will not find in real black tektite. So for example, black obsidian can sometimes have a grayish or a lavender hue when you look through the stone. If it is translucent, you can see more of a grayish tone, whereas the black tektite will always either just be black or have a golden brown tone. Black obsidian also can be a little bit magnetic if it has magnetite inclusions, whereas black tektite is never magnetic. Black obsidian can also have a high water content. So this one you would need a destructive test where you use a blowtorch, and you will see that the obsidian will kind of crack and fizzle and the bubbles will come out, whereas the tektite will kind of just slowly melt. And this is how you can tell that real tektite does not have that water content within it. Black tektite can also have the inclusions, the colors, the iridescence, and the layers. Let me show you a black tektite with black obsidian with the layers. This is also known as midnight obsidian, midnight lace obsidian. You can see the little lines through it. This is the layers within the obsidian stone, whereas black tektite never has the layers. The reason why you can be confused with obsidians and black tektites is that they are both natural glasses found here on Earth. However, tektites, whereas they are formed from that impact, the meteorite impact that only happens that one time that meteorite hit, obsidians can be formed anytime there's volcanic activity, as obsidian is a volcanic natural glass. So sometimes you will come across some vendors, either deceitfully or unknowingly, selling obsidian as black tektite. So you want to be aware of certain names. That is a big tip-off that you are buying the wrong thing. Let me give you some examples here. So there is Agni Manatite, or pearl of fire, from Indonesia. There is Columbianites from Colombia, Arizonites, Sapphirdites, or Sintamani stones from Arizona, Healdbergites or Healdberg tektites from California. These are all obsidians, not tektites. I'm sure there's many more, so make sure to do your research before you go out searching for black tektites, so you're not confused with all of these other terms that have been thrown out there in the marketing world to trick you into buying obsidian. Now a word about slag glass. Slag glass is often mistaken for obsidian and can also be mistaken for black tektite if you're unaware. Slag glass is a man-made material that is a leftover from metal smelting processes. So it's found all over the world wherever there is metal smelting or fires or industrial uses for this material. And it resembles obsidian, or it could resemble black tektite as well. But as you can see from this slag glass piece, it actually has a lavender hue, which tektites do not. It has layers, which tektites do not. And it has large, visible air bubbles, which tektites usually have very microscopic ones, and you would need a microscope for. So this is a slag glass, not obsidian and not tektite. For those of you who like to combine the energies of black tektite and obsidian, we have the black tektite mahogany obsidian bracelets for you. So these ones are strung with natural black tektites. They are coated though, so you might get a little confused. A lot of beads are coated for protection and durability, especially when you're wearing them on your wrist, as you're always using your hands, and you might crack them if they were not coated. So we have black tektite here. If you do look on the thin edges of these tektites, you will see a golden brown hue. And then you have mahogany obsidian, and that is a black obsidian with a lot of red hematite inclusions. These two together are great for those who want to balance that space and earth energies. Now that you've had a closer look on the tektites, the green Moldavite, yellow Libyan Desert Glass, and the black tektites, let's get a closer look on the impactites. Here you have the Ilyinets crater impactite stone. This is from the Ukraine, and this slice here, as you can see, is the natural piece which has been, you can see all the different rocks and minerals and materials that have fused together during the impact. And then here you have a polished Ilyinets crater, nicely polished into a sphere. You can still see some of the pits and craters and minerals, but mostly it is a nice smooth sphere which you can use or display. Here is the Zhamanshin Impactite, which you had a peek at before. This is from Kazakhstan, and as you can see, it comes in all kinds of colors depending on how it fused together during formation. It's very lightweight. It still has all the pits and craters. This larger stone has both these colors of beige and black. The smaller one is just black, and this medium-sized one is just beige and very, very lightweight. This one is actually matte, and these two are polished shiny. So these are Zhamanshin Impactites from Kazakhstan. The Nordlinger rice crater impactite is one that we have seen before as well. But here are the two different versions. So this one here is totally polished into a rectangular shape. It's an impact breccia, is where all the stones and minerals have fused together, and you can see the distinction between all of the different material that has molded together. And this side is polished smooth and left rocky in the back. So both of these are specimens of Nordlinger rice impactites. Are you somebody who could benefit from having impactites and tektites in your life? If any of these relate to you, then you could use these in your collection. If you're seeking a stone with a high vibration, have some impactites and tektites. If you are looking to fly high during your meditations and your astral travels, these tektites and impactites are a must. If you're looking to transform your lives and move forward in a positive manner, then manifest and use tektites. If you are somebody who is seeking to help heal the earth, all the earth minerals within these stones help to activate that grounding energy. If you want to connect with alien civilizations and go off traveling during your dream world, have tektites and impactites in your dream collection. If you are seeking a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic gift for somebody, impactites and tektites will definitely make an impact. Did you learn something new about tektites and impactites? Do you know the difference now? Are you looking forward to using them in your healing practice? We would love to hear your stories, your questions, your comments about tektites and impactites. You can post them here below or contact us at Satin Crystals, where you could also shop for a whole collection of natural tektites, impactites, and jewels. While you're there, join our Satin Crystals VIP Club. It's free, easy to join. We send out emails and SMS about crystal healing every single week. As always, thank you for joining us here on our video, liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and bringing your positive energy here and into the universe.